Hi, this is Peter, and this is the Nautic Solutions fleet in Nha Trang Marina in 2017, available for charter. And not long after they arrived, a fleet of racing yachts joined them on a floating pontoon situated in the bottom left-hand corner of that picture. A typhoon struck the fleet, and the result was that all the yachts were damaged. The Nauticat 525 in the centre of the picture there, the ketch was sunk, and one of the racing yachts was sunk as well. This is before the pontoons and piers have gone in, of course. Since then, there's been another breakwater added behind this photo was taken. And then the fleet was repaired professionally by European tradespeople, but subsequently went into liquidation with debts owing to a company in the Czech Republic, and subsequently put up for sale. They've been in storage in Cam Ranh Bay, which is about 40 kilometres south, for the last 6 years. And there's none of them left for sale now except the hull of the sunken one. So they did manage to get in some sailing, and this is Now the hull is a S&S design, Sparkman and Stevens, and was formerly a Swan from Finland hull, and Nauticat purchased the hull moulds off Swan, and Carl Gustafsson designed a centre cockpit deck and the interior for them. So this is George. He's the manager of the fleet. He's a civil engineer or electrical engineer, and he's without his help we never would have been able to save these vessels. So getting on board's a bit of a chore. As you can see, they're sadly in need of some tender loving care. Bit of a struggle here with camera in one hand. That's my excuse anyway. Now these decks, this teak is virtually brand new. There's no wear and tear, and they'll come up with a clean power wash, probably a light sand, because the hulls have to be polished and all the stainless steel bright work. Hot and cold shower there. This is the aft lazarette, which is storage for the fenders and mooring lines, deck chairs, spare sails. There's plenty of room there. There's a set of davits there for her, and that's actually a boarding ladder that's designed to go off the pulpit, because it's standard in the Baltic to moor off the bow on, whereas the Mediterranean is stern on. So there's 2 electric winches on each side, Harkin brand. It's a walk-through cockpit, and unusually the helm station is at the front of the cockpit, protected by the dodger. So we'll start in the master ensuite, stateroom, which is beautifully fitted out, hand fitted with teak from Burma or Thailand. It's all protected timbers these days. It's very hard to get now. There's plenty of light and opening port lights on each side. So there's a hanging cupboard here. I think I might be turning the light on, am I? Yeah, that's it. We have light. Oh. And this is a Vandicum makeup cupboard there. I'm sure we'll find that very handy. There's a utility cabinet here. There's TV and surround sound. Of course, there's a satellite system which is no longer in existence. They used to have a system in Europe where you could plug in at the marina, but it's completely gone now. More storage, another television. So you go down the companionway from the pilot house. On the starboard side there is an office, come laundry. That's the table for the cockpit. I think that might be not sure. They're the cushions for the cockpit. There's a seat, fire extinguisher, plenty of storage. Power. And entry to the insulated entry door to the engine room. So that's the house bank batteries in those boxes there. There's an inverter and battery charger. There's a 135 horsepower naturally aspirated diesel engine and a Westerbeek generator, the red one in the distance. And on the right hand side, that's the battery bank for the engines. The two filters are diesel filters for the generator and main engine. That's the hot water cylinder. And there's more storage. So, back in the main saloon dining, as you can see, 360-degree views around the pilot house, which means you can navigate the vessel from inside safely at sea. So the steering system is hydraulic, and these are 2010 vintage electronics. Wind instruments, plotter, chart plotter, sound, engine monitoring, navigation lights monitoring, on off, power switches, DC and AC monitoring gauges, engine control. There's a two-way radio there that goes behind that. This is air conditioning control. You can see the vents in the back there, and it's also ducted throughout the vessel. That's the windscreen wiper engines, if anybody's interested. Little motors there with their cute little covers on. This is, we call this the dinette. Once again, brand new. Doesn't look as if they've ever been used. There's no sign of any usage. This will clean up beautifully, polished up, and it'll look brand new. So this is the back of the steering station here, where you've got your hydraulic pump for your internal steering, and your 12 volt and 24 volt and 220 volt, 240 volt switches, light switches there. There's a little bar fridge down under the counter there that I didn't get in the picture. This is in the galley now. We've got the microwave. There's another fridge freezer there. Gas stove. An oven that doesn't appear to have ever been used. Another fridge freezer there, which is a eutectic plate powered by a separate compressor. And this is a freshwater gauges which enable you to switch between the 3 freshwater tanks and monitor your usage. Twin stainless steel sinks. It's a water filter there. Connects up to that little freshwater spout. It's a waste bin. And this is the mast step. Steps on the keel. And there are other hatches around it, and you can get it and rewire the dozen or so wires that come out of the mast. So this is the port 4 double cabin. It has its own sound system, lighting, power, air conditioning, storage. This is one of 2 en-suites. The identical one is off the master stateroom. Separate shower, and there's an acrylic door that closes off. And it's electric head. And into the forepeak, which that's a mirror. So there's more storage and just the normal power, lights. The hatches have a blackout screen from one side and a fly screen from the other side. So that's about it. You can see her there. She needs a lot of work, but I think we're up to it. And hopefully we'll have her back to Australia this year. And this is a plan we managed to find. It's the only one we could find which is an accurate presentation of the layout. Thanks for watching.